class. Well, today we want to talk about presentation of data. Presentation of data. Now, before we talk about presentation of data, what is data? That's the first question we need to ask ourselves. Please, this class is for Jss2, so please take a look at that. So, what is data? When you're talking about data, simply put, data can actually be defined as a characteristics or a piece of information, usually in a numerical form, that is collected through observation. So data is what? Characteristics or piece of information, usually in numerical form, that is collected through what? Through observation. Now we say that during the process of collecting data or gathering information, we said during that process, data is always seen to be in a scattered form or in a random form. So in that case, sometimes it is difficult for us to be able to analyze or to be able to read and understand that data at the moment. So before we can be able to analyze or understand that data, we have to arrange or rearrange that data in a more readable form. So the process of us rearranging that data in a more readable form is what we want to talk about. That is what we mean by presentation of what? Data. So after you have collected your data, by the time you collect it at that moment, it will be scattered. That is what we call raw data. So when you collect it at that moment, it is raw data. Are you getting my point? But a process whereby you arrange it in a more readable form, then we are talking about what? How you present data. Presentation of what? Data. Is that it? So now we say record that data which have not been processed are called raw data. Just like what I told you guys. I say in the process of you collecting that data at that moment, it has not been fully processed. This data is just scattered. Sometimes you find it difficult to even understand the kind of data that you have gathered through what? A certain observation. So at that moment you say, record that the data which have not been processed are called raw data. So that is data which are arranged in any kind of order are called what? Raw data. So where raw data are collected, it is necessary to present them so that we can read and understand them, and at the same time be able to interpret the information contained in them. So just like what I just said now, that's what you have here. So at that moment when you gathered your piece of information, usually in the numerical form through a certain observation which you have carried out, at that moment your data will not be well arranged. Are you getting my point now? But how do you arrange them? That is what we want to talk about. How do you arrange them so that when you see it, you'll be able to what? Read and understand the kind of information that I have gathered for you. Are you getting my point? So that is what we want to talk about. So you can arrange and present data in different form. You can arrange and what? Present data in different form. So all these forms have been classified or categorized into two forms, which is ordered form and what? Pictorial form. So we say forms of data presentation. So data can be presented in the following form. So you can arrange and present your data. You can arrange and present your data in different form, but that different form has been categorized or has been classified into two, which is ordered form and what? Pictorial form. So under this one, ordered form, we are going to be talking about how can you arrange and present your data in ascending order of magnitude and descending order of magnitude, and at the same time, how can you arrange and present data in using frequency table under your order form. Then when we get to pictorial form, I'm going to teach you how you can use charts, because under this pictorial form we are using charts to show our data which we have gathered through what? Certain observations. So those charts include your bar chart, your pie chart, your histogram, your pictogram, and all the rest. Are you getting it? So when we get there, you will know about it. So let's start with the first one, presenting data in an ordered form. So presenting data in what? In an ordered form. Example 1 says the ages of students in Jss2 are 14, 13, 16, 14, 15, 15, 13, 12, 13, 14, 13. Arrange this age A in ascending order, B in descending order. Now, if we want to solve this, actually it's very, very simple. But the first question I would like you to ask yourself is, what is ascending order and what is descending order? Because you have to understand that 10 there. If you don't understand that 10 there, there's no way you'll be able to arrange this data. So if you look at this data like this is the data that was actually collected in a class. that class happens to be a Jss2 what class. So if you look at the data, to some extent, the data is a little bit is a raw data, not actually well arranged. Are you getting it? So now we want to see how we can arrange it and present it in more readable form. So when you talk about ascending order, it means arranging those numerical values from their lowest number to their highest number. Then if you are arranging it in descending order, it simply means arranging those numbers from their highest number down to what? Their lowest number. So in the case, so if you want to arrange in ascending order, so arranging the data in ascending order, your answer will be, now remember this is the data that you have collected. So let's arrange in ascending order. So starting with the lowest possible number there, which is what? So the lowest number, if you trace it properly, you will notice that the lowest number there is 12. So 12. And how many times does 12 appear there? Just once. Okay? So you check their frequencies at the same time. It's very, very important to check what? Their frequencies. Okay, then the next number is 13. So you have 13. How many times 13 appear? You have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 13, 13, and what? 13. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what else again? We have 14. We have 14. We have another 14 again. We have another 14 again. Okay, 14, 14. So the frequency of 14 there is 3. 1, 2, 3. Then the highest number there, okay, we still have 15. So you say 15. 15 appears 2 times there. So that's the frequency of 15. So you have 215 there. You have 16. How many times does 16 appear? Just once. Okay. So like this, we have succeeded in arranging our data in what? In ascending order. So if you look at it now, easily you'll be able to understand the set of values that you have gathered in that class. Are you getting my point? That the set of values are 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. I get it. And at the same time, it will also tell you the number of times those values appear in that set, which is the frequency there. Are you getting my point? So in this case, you observe that yes, 13 appears how many times? Appears 4 times. 14 appears 3 times. 15 appears twice. Then 16 just 1. Then 12 just 1. So can you see that it is very easy for you to read it? Is it not so? So that's that. Then arranging it in descending order, you are starting from the lowest. So starting from the lowest, okay, in descending order, you are starting from the highest. Sorry. So starting from the highest, you say 16, followed by 15, 15, followed by 14, 14, 14 again, then followed by 13, 13, 13, 13, then you have 12. So like this, we have succeeded in arranging it in what? In descending order. So whether ascending or descending, I believe you seeing this, you'll be able to what? Interpret what you have here. Is that okay? Then now let's go on to another one again. Presenting data in frequency table. Presenting data in what? Frequency table. Remember, we are still on ordered form. So how do you present data in what? In the frequency table. So that's what we want to look at. Now we say the data below shows the amount of rainfall in millimeters. The amount of rainfall in millimeters recorded in June. The amount of rainfall in millimeters recorded in what? Recorded in June. So now that is the data you have there, and the question says we should use a tally mark to prepare a frequency table for this data. Then B says state the number of dry days in June. Then let me complete the question. Yes. So let's complete the question. Then C says you find the total amount of rainfall. Find the total amount of rain that fall fall in June. Okay, so let's start. So in this case, they ask us to present this data in a frequency what table. So that is what we want to do. So if you want to present in a frequency table, what you just need is your ruler and your pencil. Okay, so now your frequency table will now contain what is being discussed. It will also contain the tally marks there, and at the same time it will contain the frequency of the numerical values there. Is that okay? So now let's start. So yes, so this is my frequency table. So here contains rainfall. Remember, your rainfall from that data is measured in millimeters. It is measured in what? In millimeters. So take note of that. So then here will contain my tally. Then here will contain my frequency. So which is something as which is something as number of days. So if you don't want to call it frequency, you can also refer to it as number of days. The both of them are still the same. So, okay, let's start. So from our rainfall, starting with the data below shows the amount of rainfall in millimeters recorded in June this year. So starting with the lowest amount there, which is 0, followed by what? You have 0 rainfall. Then we also have 1 rainfall. We have 2. We have 3. We have 4. We have 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the highest rainfall there is what? Is 8. So let's stop there. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's start. So the number of days. So if you look at it now, the question says use a tally mark to prepare the frequency table for this data. Is that it? So the data below shows the amount of rainfall in millimeters. So this one here now is just 0 rainfall. So within that particular year, we also have a certain days or months that we have 0 rainfall. So in that case, before you can use your tally, me I will advise you to get the frequency or the number of days of 0, so that it can also guide you on the value of your tally that you are going to have there. Is that okay? But if you can get your tally first, there's still no problem. Is that okay? So in this case now, 0. How many 0 do you have in this data? So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6. So which means using tally to represent it, it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Is that okay? So using tally to represent it. Then 1. How many 1? What is the frequency of 1 you have in that data? Remember, what we are trying to show you is arranging it and presenting it in a more readable form. Okay? So how many 1 you count? 1, 2. So the frequency of 1 there is what? 2. Write it. Then you present it with tally. 1, 2. Okay, then how many 2 do you have? What is the frequency of 2? You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So the frequency of 2 there is what? 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then what is the frequency of 3? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6. So the frequency of 3 there is what? 6. You present it as tally, it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that it? Then what is the frequency of 4 there, or the number of days that rain fell? Let's count. 1, 2. So the frequency of 4 there is 2. 1, 2. Then what is the frequency of 5 there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the frequency. So what is the frequency of 6 there? 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3. What is the frequency of 7 there? So you count. Okay, you just have 1 7 there. Just 1 7. So the frequency of 7 there is just 1. 1. Then what is the frequency of 8 there? 1, 2, just 2. Yeah. So that is that. 1, 2. So that is that. So like this now, we have succeeded in arranging our raw data using in our frequency table. Is that it? Now let's start. So A says using the tally map, which we have done already. Then B says state the number of dry days in June. State the number of dry days in June. State the number of dry days in June. Now, from this frequency table, it will be very easier for us to get our number of dry days in June. And what is our number of dry days in June? It's just what? 6. Are you getting my point? So if you look at it now, around that period, you just have 0 rainfall. Is that taken now? So the number of dry days is what? Is 6. Is that taken? Now, the second question there says state the number of dry days in June, which is B. So number of dry days. Number of dry days is what? Is 6. 6 days. So remember, this information is gathered around June this year. Is that the information is gathered around June this year? So take note of that. So the number of dry days around that June is what? 6 days. Then C says find the total amount of rain that fall in June. The total amount of rain that fall in what? In June. Now please, if you want to do this, you have to consider 2 things. Very, very important. You have to consider rainfall there, and at the same time you have to consider the number of days. Is that taken? Rainfall and what? The number of days. This your number of days here represents your frequency. Is that taken? So it represents what? Your frequency. In other words, it's telling you that in each of all these days that you have here, it's telling that if around that June, if you have how many times you have rainfall there, it's your frequency will tell you. I get my point. It's telling the certain days and the number of times you have rainfall. Is that taken? So that is that. For like in the case of 0 days, you know you don't have rainfall there, and it appears to be what? 6 days. So that is that. So for us to now get our total amount of rainfall, all you just have to do is you use what we call summation fx to multiply this by this, this by this. You do it, then at the end of it, you add them together. Is that it? So let's start. So for us to get our number of days, you say 0 multiplied by 6. 0 multiplied by 6 will give us what? 0. Okay, we don't really need that. We don't really need that. So our major focus should be from 1 year downward. The reason why we don't need that is that they are asking us of the amount of rainfall in June. This 0 alone talks about that there was no rainfall in that days. Okay, so we don't need that. So let's focus from here downward. So we use summation fx. That is what we use. So we say 1 multiplied by 2, which will give you 2. Then the other one will be 2 multiplied by 4, which will give you 8. Then you have 2 multiplied by 4. Then you have 3 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 2, 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 6. 3 multiplied by 6, which will give you 18. Then you have 4 multiplied by 2, which will give you 8. 4 multiplied by 2 will give you 8. Then you have 5 multiplied by 4, which will give us 20. 5 multiplied by 4 will give us what? 20. Then you have 6 multiplied by 3, which will give us 18. 6 multiplied by 3, which will give us 18. Then we have 7 multiplied by 1, which is same thing as 7. 7 multiplied by 1 will give you 7. Then you have 8 multiplied by 2. 8 multiplied by what? By 2, which will give us what? 16. Is that okay? So that is that. Then after you are done doing this, the next thing you do is to add the total here, your total summation fx. You add everything together. Is that okay? So in adding everything together, definitely it will give you 75. To give us 70, that is 70. Okay, 97 mm. So please, I want you guys to do this calculation yourself, okay? But by the time you add everything, you are going to have 97 millimeters. Is that okay? So please, you do the calculation yourself, okay? So that's that. So you have total amount of rainfall. Total amount of rainfall was 97 millimeters. Is that it? So that is that.